Hey everyone, Jim Hemmerly with Pulse Level Fitness. So today I am going to make some homemade bacon. And so I'm coming downstairs in the garage, get in the refrigerator out here, and get myself some pork belly I got. It's a little over 8 pounds, almost just shy of 9 pounds. So this stuff is good. I don't know if you've been looking around out on the internet seeing those things and people making videos on making their own bacon. I thought it was too hard, but it's actually pretty easy. Just like I told you in my video for making homemade jam. A lot of things in life are easy, in theory, but just like everything in life, it takes patience, it takes time, it takes wisdom, it takes a good eye, discernment, and an understanding. And but overall, it's actually a pretty simple process. And so we're going to kind of dig in here and go over how to make your own homemade bacon out of pork belly. So we're going to go through these steps. How to make the cure, prep it, cure it, and then take it out, dry it, and then smoke it, and then cut it up, package it, and freeze it. So the video is going to take it's going to be about a 8 to 10 day period, all right, throughout the video. And so I'll just periodically at each step jump back in here and we'll cover that. All right, so anyways, let's get started here. See if I can flip this camera around real quick. Alright, so I was going to flip the camera around and I accidentally hit, I don't know what I hit pause or something like that in the recording, and I had to put on my glasses. Figure out what it was that I did. So anyways, let me turn the phone around and show you what we got here. Okay, so alright, so this is pretty much everything I need to get ready to prep. So I have my cutting board, and I'm going to put the pork belly on, cut up, get it to size that's manageable. A bowl to put everything in, my curing mix that I'm going to put all over. Of course, your measuring utensils, a good knife, another really good knife that my wife bought me and I just got in the mail yesterday. I'm telling you, I feel like a samurai. The thing is just awesome. It's real long too. It's just like, it's just awesome. So, the cure mix. Well, first of all, before we jump in there, I asked Judah to go and get me some curing salt. All right, so she bought me this. It's called Tender Quick by Morton's, and it right here, it says right here, you know, home meat cure. But this right here is actually a cure that's already pre-made with the nitrates in it. It's not what I wanted. And it doesn't give you the... And actually on the website for this, it tells you they cannot recommend that for bacon, hot dogs, sausage, or anything with pork, because they really cannot tell you the amount to use with the pork, right? To make sure that you don't end up with bacteria on the meat during the curing process. So I went out and I just bought pure nitrate right here. This is your nitrate and nitrite curing. So this takes very little that you need to go in with your cure. This is what's going to make sure that you keep botulism, those nasty bacteria bugs, from getting on the meat and making you deathly sick and your family. And also nitrates will help preserve the color, give it the pink look like the meat. You know, here in America, for whatever reason, if just like fruits and vegetables, if it has any kind of flaws, they kind of toss them out. Doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, one of the things that nitrites and nitrates do is to keep the meat, give it that pink tone to the meat itself. It also gives it that curing flavor. You can cure, there's a lot of people out there that will just use kosher salt and they will cure it that way over a period of time, and they're perfectly fine with that. I use very little nitrates. I feel more comfortable using it. I think I may try some other things that I kind of looked at, like using celery juice powder. Nitrates, they come from naturally in abundance in a lot of your green leafy vegetables, right? So when it goes into your body, the green leafy vegetables, the nitrates break down into nitrites, and it turns into ascorbic acid. Also, what happens is it releases a substance that's I can't even remember the name of it, but it is what's responsible for what they identify as oxidization in the body, right, and leading to cancer by having too much of that in there. The great and amazing thing of our Creator and our God is that He, within natural within natural green vegetables and everything, you also have antioxidants within there, which actually fights off that oxidization. So it balances it out perfectly. So when it comes from a natural source like celery juice powder, celery, it's perfectly healthy for your body because it has the natural ascorbic acids that are in there that fight off the oxidization. But when it comes to synthesized nitrates and nitrites, you do not have that ascorbic acid. That's where some of the red flags come up and people go, hey, be careful in how much you use, which makes sense. So anyways, just keep that in mind. As time goes by and I learn a little bit more in the safety, then you will see me move more towards not using nitrate-free type of curing processes. But I have to be comfortable with it first. So anyways, moving back on. So I have nutmeg. Here I ended up using 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. I used 4 teaspoons of paprika, packed brown sugar, the dark kind. I like a lot of molasses in my brown sugar. So I used the dark brown sugar, packed 1 cup, 1 cup kosher salt. So that's in here. Now I will use the curing salt, the nitrates right here. And let me put on my old man glasses here. Alright, so as you can see when you read on this, what do we got here? For the directions for use 1 ounce of cure for 25 pounds of meat, right? That equals 1/4 teaspoon for 1 pound of meat. So now they're talking my language right there, right? Look what I got. Right, this is what I have. I do not have a measure for food and all that. So I will get one. Trust me, I will get one. But until then, that's my kind of math. So I will take this and I'm going to mix this into the bowl and get ready to prep my meat. So for right now, what I'm going to do is get off this, quit recording. I'm going to set up my tripod over here, and then I'm going to get my meat on the butcher block and start cutting it up and preparing for that. All right, so I'll be right back.
Beans. my goodness.
Oh, that meat's looking good. That is looking good. All right, so like I said, I have a little over 8 pounds, just shy of 9 pounds, okay? What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna cut this up. So I'm gonna cut it up into manageable pieces. I'm probably gonna do thirds. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I took it out of the bag, I rinsed it off, patted it down with some paper towels. So that's pretty much it. So right now, real quick, let me open this up here real quick. Oh, it doesn't look at that, it has a little rip in it. Takes away my fun. I just love using my knife. Alright. So anyways. So we've got per pound. Right, so it was 1/4 teaspoon for 1 pound meat, right? Alright. Here we go. 1/4 teaspoon, 1 pound meat. We're gonna call it, we're literally at 8.5 pounds, right? So I'm gonna do just shy of 9 teaspoons. Last one won't be fully full, but one of the things that you'll notice that with the nitrates, it's pink. You'll hear people refer to it as pink salt, you know, because it is a sodium nitrate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a little shy 9. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dump everything in. We'll mix this up really good. Sounds like we're getting some storm on the way. Just started hearing thunder over the last 5 minutes. Gotta make sure those nitrates are all mixed up in here. I can't just have it sitting down on the bottom. So if you're going to use nitrates and you're someone that thinks it's important, necessary, or because you're concerned about the botulism, then why wouldn't you put it all over the meat, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense, that you'll leave a lot of it exposed to where it can create the bacteria on the meat, right? So anyways, I tell you all that, just make sure it's mixed in really good throughout the cure, the dry cure, and get everything mixed in, every single piece of meat, surface meat, packed in with cure. One of the other things I'm going to use on this that I didn't mention is maple syrup, pure maple syrup. So I'll put the dry on first, pack it all on there, and then I will pour some of the maple syrup on it, kind of get it on the meat, and then when I probably put it in the bag, I'll do one side, stick it in the bag, flip it, and then pour some in the bag on the back side. Okay, so I think that should be good right there. All right. So let's see here. I will think we're going to probably do it in thirds. So just to let you know, a lot of times when you buy it, you'll have the skin that's still on it. The skin's already been peeled off, the pork rind. This is all fat right here. You want to leave as much. So if you have the skin, I've seen people actually do this with the skin on it. And most people will actually go ahead and take the skin off. When you do it, you want to make sure you leave as much fat on the bacon as possible, right? If you remove all the fat, it's not bacon. It's not bacon. You need fat for bacon. So when you do it, I was hoping to have it actually with the skin so I could play with my knife and just kind of like peel that skin off, you know? But it's already off. Got this from Costco's, and I'm so glad Costco started selling pork belly. Very inexpensive. $2.99 a pound. That is phenomenal. Especially when this is done, there's nothing you can buy in any store, anywhere, that's going to come close to what this bacon tastes like. Not even close. And it's $2.99 a pound. Let's go for cutting this thing up here. Yeah, let's go right there. There we go. It's that simple. Now, I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some baggies. I'll start taking some of these and putting my cure on it. We'll start with this end piece right here first, and we'll get them in baggies, and that'll be it for today. And then I can get on with my business of doing everything else that needs to be done. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So, anyways, very simple. We'll start adding it to our meat. And I'm going to use, what I'm going to do, it's like when you're in the Middle East, you end up, you use your right hand for shaking and your left hand for the dirty stuff. Those that have been overseas know exactly what I'm talking about. So this hand will be used for going in the cure and putting on top. This hand will be for mixing it in on the meat. All right, because this cure I'm going to keep as much as I can. So part of the curing process, I should say, is about a 7 to 8 day process. Some say a little bit shorter, but majority say 7 days. I like to go 7 days. Seems like it's the consensus all the way around, right? So make sure you get in all the cracks. All right, I'm just standing here with my hand like I'm ready to chop something. So anyway, let's flip this bad boy over. And massage. Rub it in. Rub it real good. All right. So this one's ready for the baggie. I'm going to take and put, I didn't open up the maple syrup, and I don't want to touch. I'm going to wash my hands again. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of, this is pure maple syrup, all right? Hands are still wet. Oh, that's up there. I know that I told you in my last video I made on the homemade Concord grape and blueberry jam I made. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But as I mentioned in there, we don't use sugar much at all. And of course the Concord jam did require a lot of jelly. There I go, trying to work and talk at the same time. So it does call for a lot of sugar and the jam, and I cut the amount of jelly I used back considerably. I didn't use any pectin. I boiled it right down until it actually activated its own pectin within it and thickened it up. But I mentioned in there that outside of coffee, we don't add sugar to anything. And here I am again packing this stuff full of brown sugar and pure maple syrup. Gotta love it, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Good. All right. So, anyways, let's get this thing open here. Of course, I don't have my glasses on again. And let's see where in the heck is the header. There you are. So this is a 2-gallon bag that I'm going to use. So I'm going to stick this bad boy right in here. And I'll flip it over. And then put the maple syrup on the back side as well. Put this here. Put another half or a third in there, and then I'll put maple syrup on the back sides when I get this one in there. All right, so I touched the meat. I touched the meat with the no hand. All right, so remember, right hand, keep it clean. No matter what, even if you accidentally touch the meat again, do not stick your hand in the cure mix. All right, unless you're almost done with it and you're not going to use it again. Okay, so. I will actually end up putting more cure. On the other one over there as well. So I have plenty of cure. And I'm patting it. As I tell you to use your right hand to keep it clean, use this one, and I'm sticking it back in the bowl. You know what I mean? Smell that nutmeg. Make sure you get it in there. Get it in there liberally. Don't be shy. Get on in there deep. Get on in there. So the camera shut off. Didn't even realize it. But anyways, pretty much finished up. I went ahead and finished wrapping up the pork belly in the single bags, and got those ready over here. So you can see these. So I'm getting ready to take these downstairs and put these in the refrigerator down in the garage. But really, that's all that is to getting ready to cure bacon. So I will record once or twice during the week, because I have 7 days, and every day I have to flip the bag to make sure that it distributes all of the salts and the sugars and everything on both sides, not just on one side. And you do that every day. Flip it, flip it, flip it, just like that. That's it for 7 days. And take it out, rinse it, dry it off, let it set for 24 hours in the refrigerator. Take her out and see if it's tacky. When it's tacky, it's ready to smoke. So that's the plan, and you're going to be along with me. So hope you're enjoying it so far. So today's Tuesday, and I made the bacon on Saturday. So I'm actually turning the bacon around today. Someone's popping their head out. So anyway, it's just getting home from work, and I'm gonna flip the bacon over. So remember what I told you. Do this once every day until next Saturday. So 7 to 10 days. Flip it every day. So that's what I'm doing right now. There we go. Alright, everybody, today's the day. So it's following Saturday since I went ahead and started the cure for the bacon, or the pork belly, which is now bacon. We just got to smoke it today. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm glad to have you here with me. So as I tried to show you guys me flipping it, I think only three times, 3 different days out of the 7. Today is the 8th day since I stuck it in the cure, made the cure for it. So yeah, so that's it. So what do we got in store today? We're gonna, first thing, take these upstairs. I'm going to rinse them off, get all the excess cure, salt, and all that stuff off of this bacon. And then I'm going to hang it for a little bit, for a few hours until it becomes tacky. You need it to be tacky. It cannot be wet going onto the smoker. Me and my family is going to go open up a savings account, or a checking account actually, for my boy. Turned 15 a week ago, and so we're gonna open up a checking account, put $100 in there, and start teaching him about money in the real world. So fun stuff. It's that stage of his life, you know. So anyways, back to this. Got some twine. I am gonna hang these. We'll hang them for I don't know, maybe 3 hours or 4 hours. We're gonna, after I hang them and everything this morning, we're running up to the bank, take care of business. We'll come back. I'll get the smoker started, and then we'll throw them on. Then we'll take it from there. All right, we're ready for this. So let's get these things washed off. We'll get them hung up, and excited about the smoke today. Got a lot of rain coming in, looks like. So, which is okay. I mean, we are just going to be smoking it, and it's going to be at a cooler temperature, so which is good. Yeah. Very cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is lay these down over here. I have a rack. I'm going to lay them down, and then I'm going to actually hang them above where the rack is. And I'll show you what that looks like after I drop these. This one seems a lot more stiff than the one I just did. That seems to be the way that you want it to be. It's got a lot more darker color to it as well. I would say I had this is much curer in each of these, but this one definitely is stiffer. And number 3. Yeah, it was only that top one. Now just so you guys know, so your mind's not wandering all over the place. They switched every day when I flipped these. The one that was on the bottom ended up on the top, and the one in the middle should have ended up on the bottom, and it kind of cycled through over the last 7 days. Alright, so that's that. Let me flip this camera around for you. So right now I'm just laying these down on this rack. Alright, keep them up off the newspaper. What I'm going to do is use this twine right here. I'm going to take it and string these up. And my idea is to hang them on these. I'm going to have one hanging from here over top of that. So it's going to be something more along the lines of like this. And then I got 2 more up here, and they'll be coming down. I'll try to spread them so they'll be hanging over this. And Judah's just going to have to deal with that for the next 4 hours, and it looks like we're going to go grab some breakfast on the way to the bank. I believe by the time we get back from the bank and grab something to eat, they should be dry and tacky, right? Perfect for the grill. I still got to get the grill out. So it's still, yeah, we're looking at probably about 3 hours or so. And it'll be sitting out, which is perfectly fine. They are cured. You'll see a lot of people put these outside in smokehouses or in storage houses where they put them in a meat sock and just kind of hang them. They'll hang them for days. Over in Europe, they hang them for days. Weeks. Okay, so anyways. So there's no science to this. I'm kind of eyeing it. Just grabbing it and trying to figure out where it's going to be, where it needs to be, and then I double it. Right? Really, that's all that's to it. That's 2. This last one's a lot lower. So, tie her up. It'll be there. Probably right there. Excellent. That's all that's to it. So the way I'm going to do my knots, basically it's the same old kind of knot, folding it under like that. Right? See how I'm going over? You think I'm going to go through and do a regular knot, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is go back under and around, right? And a through and a through. So basically we're like this, right? I'm going to take the one on my left, go back down again and feed it through the hole. So I'm going underneath again. This way it becomes a slip knot. So let's do that again. Actually, I did the back side. There. So this will come up, right? It'll feed through, tie over itself, and I'm gonna hang it. I'm gonna be hanging from about right here. So the reason why I did that bottom knot, maybe useless information here, but when you do a regular knot and you're hanging meat and it's hanging for a while, a lot of times there's a lot of play, especially this has a lot of grip, there's a lot of fibers, so likelihood it will slip, slim to none. But if you have something, if you're using it like a nylon or something like that, something that could slip through, do that extra loop and bring it through the hole, and that way it locks in on itself so it cannot slip out. So that's the reason why I do it. I'm also going to get my old man glasses on. Okay, first one I'm going to put on is a small one. Let's see how this works, guys. I want thicker end. This is a thinner end right here, so we're going to go with the thicker end. I would say probably about right there. I'm going to wash that off. Probably a good idea. Okay, little safety tip. If you grab something straight out of your toolbox, it's not good to stick it through your food unless you wash it first. All right. Let me go this route. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm doing right there. And now this is not a time-tested process, but it works in my head. Looky, looky. Yeah. Man, I am good. Look at that. All right. See, if you're determined, you can make anything work. This fancy little tripod right here, this is my wife's, Judith's. It's something what she uses when she does all her fitness videos for Pulse Level Fitness. You guys got to check it out. She's a beast, I'm telling you. All right, so let's kind of turn this thing around and show you what I got here. Oh, that's a beautiful thing right there. Look at that. Walk in your house, see hanging meat. Yeah, that did sound right. Seeing bacon, a lot of bacon. That's a better way to put it. What am I doing next? Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn this thing off. We're gonna head to the bank, grab something to eat, come back. I'll start the smoker, and hopefully you guys will be still here. Fat side up. All right. Whew. That smoke will get you. I'm actually crying about the bacon, the idea of eating it. That's what I'm crying about. But honestly, that smoke will get you. You got to work around the smoke, and trying to figure out this temperature. Make sure I maintain that cooler temperature, because I don't want to cook the meat. I do not want to render that fat on that bacon. I do not. I need to make sure that I don't mess up a lot of money. Right? I gotta keep it. So anyways, I'll figure it out. I'll keep you informed. Hopefully it'll turn out good. Remember, this is my first time trying to smoke bacon, and we'll see what happens. So we're about an hour in. It's 5 o'clock right now, and a little over an hour, I guess. So finally got the temperature under control. I'm staying right around that 170 to 200. It's right around. It's coming down some more too. I've been constantly lifting the lid, cooling it down, adding a little water to the coals and the wood just to keep that temperature down. I put the meat on too soon. I should have let the coals and everything get to its temperature, that was maintaining first. But because of the rain and just getting so late in the day, it just kind of pushed me to put the meat on sooner than I really should have, and I probably should have held off. But had a lot of up and down, constantly staying out here for the whole hour and bringing that temperature back down, below 200. And but with the lid, it's right around 200, and it's slowly going down. Finally got my dampeners where I want them, and it's kind of maintaining. So anyways, let's take a look. Look at that. Man, that's looking good. About 8 o'clock in the evening, finally. So it's a little dark out here, so hopefully you'll be able to pick up the meat, see what it looks like. So we're getting ready to pull this thing off. Get a better look at it inside. Alright, so got the meat in. And she is looking good. Oh, look at this. Doesn't that look good? So we'll let this rest and cool down. So basically all we're gonna do here now is let it cool down, and then after it cools down a little bit, stick it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow morning, of course, cut it all up, put them all in bags, freeze them, and really that's all it's to it. So we'll be back tomorrow morning and let you know how it tastes. So it's Sunday morning and it's about 8:30. So I'm up and wanting to go ahead and get some bacon cut up. I'm gonna throw her on the pan this morning, have some breakfast before we head out to church. And yeah, so let's see how it turns out. Yeah, let's see which one I want. I think I'm gonna go with. Yeah, let's do this. I'll go with this one on the bottom. That smoke. That smells good. And now, nice samurai sword. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. I'm gonna kind of straighten this out a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Thicker. Gotten about 9 pounds of this stuff that I gotta cut up today. Let me show this to you. Look at that. Man, that looks good. Even though my temperature got up to roughly right around, maintained somewhere right around that, I'd say on average close to 200. It really didn't render out a lot of that fat like I was concerned about yesterday. You know, everything was always, make sure you never go above that 175. You know, 150 to 175 is where you want it. So when I really couldn't get my smoker down to that temperature, I mean, I was able to eventually, but first couple hours, I'm telling you, I was roughly right around that 200 mark. So these are probably not as thick as I like them, but it's like I want to save this. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to hurry up and make big chunks and then it just disappears, because it was such a long process. Easy process, but a long process. And so I think next time I am going to, oh, that looks so good. Yeah, next time I'm going to make more than the 9 pounds. I think I'll buy me a couple slabs. I don't want to end up cutting up all of this recording it, so I think we're going to have plenty for breakfast right here. And I'll cut the rest of this up while I'm not recording. So basically the bottom line is bacon is actually a really, as I always say, easy process. Man, I say that a lot, but it really is. And it takes a lot of time. And as I always say, Just like life, right? So, anyways, what I'm gonna do now wrap the whole thing up, is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fry some up. I'll let you know how it tastes. After that, I'll cut up the rest of the bacon and put them in my food savers, freeze them, and let's see how long 9 pounds of bacon will last us. Alright, I'll let you know how it tastes. So I'm about done here, guys, and then we're gonna wrap everything up. So, just finished frying up some bacon, and it sure looks good. I almost took a bite, but I wanted to make sure my first bite was on camera. And then I went ahead and I bagged up everything. Now I know I said I was going to use my food saver, but all my bags have been used up and I didn't have any more left. So I'm going to go this route. And one of the things I'm going to show you, I'll show you after. It's just an alternative, right? Something that I do. You guys might think it's a great idea. I love the idea. It works in a pinch. We'll kind of touch on that in a second, but let's see how this bacon turned out. Lord Jesus, thank you for this food. Thank you for this pig that died so that I may eat. That is really good. I am serious. One thing I would do differently, slightly. So when you watch some of these videos out there and making the bacon, excuse me, some people go ahead and after the curing process, they'll let the bacon actually soak after they rinse it all off, pull some of the salt out. It's not too salty. It's not too salty. This bacon is good. But I could have let it soak a little bit to draw a little bit more of that salt out. But that, outside of that, that's it. I am very happy with this. I am very happy with it. That was really good. Okay. So I'm going to put you back on the camera stand here, the tripod. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to Bass Pro and buy me some more bags for my food saver. But I'm going to get this stuff in the freezer. Like I showed you, I bagged up everything. So I cut them in like this, and then I got some that are like this. So I'll end up putting them in the freezer. So one of the things that I do, grab yourself a straw. So I'll start the seal on one end, put the straw in there, right up to the side, like this. There we go. Now, unlike the food saver that seals it through heat and melting the plastic, all we got is the zipper. So this will usually last a good 24, 48 hours. It'll slowly leak out up here, but it'll be frozen by then, right? And not a lot of movement with the gases and everything in these bags once they freeze. So I'm going to do that for each one of these bags, and then I'm going to stick them down in our freezer downstairs, and that'll be it. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you if you stuck to the end doing so. And man, I'm just truly blessed. Wonderful family. God is taking good care of me. Good job, good life, and really, you know, that's all we can ask for. Never, ever, ever take for granted those that God put in your life. Remember, when Jesus prayed, he said, I'm not praying for the whole world, but I'm praying for the ones that you gave me. And Father, I was able to keep all of those that you have given me. That was his family. That was his friends, the apostles. Right? Those were the ones that he was responsible for. Not everybody else out in the world that's driving down the street by you and all that. Even though you have to love your neighbor as yourself. Don't hear me wrong. But what you're going to be held accountable for, not only your actions to people as you meet, going and back and forth in this world, in this life, is how you treated those that he has put in your life and given you. Did you put work first over top of them? Did you put sports and football or golf, hanging out with your buddies over your family? If you are, put a check in that, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to say, man, if I just had one more swing and was able to throw that ball one more time. That's not going to be it, trust me. So guys, grab a hold of life and live it, and on your knees, right? All right, Jim checking out.
You name it.